Welcome to Only the Greatest Podcast, where we explore the vital connection between fitness and success in all areas of your life. We are your hosts. My name is Philip. Accompanying me today is Sean, and our goal is to help you become the greatest version of yourself. We do that through two different show types. On Fridays, we come to you with a full-length episode. Sometimes that episode is going to include a guest. And on Tuesdays, we'll bring you a short, sweet nugget of knowledge that you can immediately implement into your health and fitness journey.
If you happen to find any value in this show, all we ask is that you leave a quick review and mention specifically what helped you out. If you're listening on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review and a comment.
The one and only sponsor of this show is ourselves, OTG Fitness. OTG Fitness is a private personal training gym located on the south side of Houston, Texas in Webster. You can find more information about OTG Fitness by visiting otgfitness.com or searching OTG Fitness on any social media platform. We did it.
Holy shit.
We got it.
Holy shit,
Oh, man. Today's Friday, and we don't have a guest. We don't have a Daryl. It's just me and Sean. And we've been here for too long.
Bro, we showed up on the struggle bus today trying to figure out how to get this intro together.
Yeah, but we did. It's all good. And today's Friday. No guest, no Daryl. But Sean and I are going to be talking about a very important topic today. And that topic is how to pick the right gym.
How to pick the right gym.
Yeah.
How to pick the right gym, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, scary. I didn't know it was scary.
Well, it can be scary, man.
Yeah, it can be.
There's so many different things to take into account when you're picking the right gym. When it's like some place that I can almost call like a second or third home.
Sure. Yeah. I always tell people a lot of times, well, with the work from home thing, sometimes it can be a second home, but the terminology that I usually use is third home because you have your home and then you have your job. You know, most people's job is very important to them, right?
Exactly.
And then you have your gym.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm a huge fan of going to the gym personally. You know, for a long time before we had the gym, some of the equipment that's there was at my house. I had it in the garage and never used it.
Yeah.
You know, I like going to the gym because it's like, I'm here for one reason and one reason only. I'm here to work and then I'm going to get out and then I'm gone.
Oh yeah. I definitely can vibe with you there. There was like a time where I tried the working out at home thing and like, it's a lot harder to work out when in between every set you can sit on your own bed. You know?
Yeah, that's so true. Like, in the fridge, the fridge. That's the problem. You're like, I'm just going to go fill up my water in the fridge.
Yeah, real quick.
Real quick.
Yeah,
and then you walk out with an Oreo. It's like, I need a little fuel, you know?
Yeah. But all of it's too like enmeshed a little bit to where it's like you have to separate the two, I think, to really grow.
And you hear people say that when they work from home, what helps them is to have like an office that they only go into for work. Yeah. And like, so I guess you could do that with the gym situation as well. But usually the gym's gonna be like in your garage and you have to go in there all the time. Yeah. Right. So it doesn't have that dividing line the same way that maybe an office does. Yeah. You know, so that's just, that's my 2 cents on the equation. I enjoy going to the gym. I feel like people work a lot harder at the gym. And like I said, you're there for one reason and one reason only. So yeah, I agree. But anyways, so to kind of get into this thing, what we thought, Sean and I kind of got our notes here, and the few things that we came up with is 4 or 5 main things to think about, right? But even before you do those, before you kind of lay out those 5 things, the first thing that we want to do is assess and determine what is the goal, right? So when you go to pick a gym, we have to think about what our goal is. So Sean, why don't you tell us a little bit about the first time you ever got a gym membership and what were you thinking about?
First time I ever got a gym membership, it was at the Lowry Center.
Okay,
Texas
me
City.
too.
The Lowry Center.
Man.
If no one knows, the Lowry Center is a like a mini YMCA type place.
It's very much like a YMCA.
It's very, very small, very tiny, one of every machine, very few free weights. But none of that mattered to me because I really just wanted to get strong with my friends. Me and a couple of my friends would go after school pretty often. And we were just going through that young, full body everyday workout stage. And that was really it. You know, we didn't have any meal plans. no real refinement. We're just in there just lifting. Okay, we just want to lose weight, and whoever loses weight the fastest, like, man, oh man, yeah, man, Chris is the gym guy. He just like lost more weight or something like that. So it's like that was pretty much it. I didn't really have a clear direction. I just wanted to go in and lift and lose weight.
Yeah. So your main goals were to get stronger and lose weight. So in that situation, all you really cared about was that it was accessible and there's maybe some weights in there.
Yeah.
Right. And that was good for you. So yeah, some of the things that I mentioned, like what's your goals? Obviously there's a lot of goals when it comes to health and fitness, right? But
there's definitely an asterisk when it comes to accessible with Lowry Center also, because that place closed at like 7 or 8 or something.
Yeah. It did close real early. Yeah. Well, it was mostly seniors in there. I remember when I went there, it's similar YMCA vibes.
Yeah.
Community center.
Yeah. Naked dudes in the sauna. I remember that very vividly.
That sauna was small.
It was very tiny. Too tiny to have a naked dude like taking up like 75% of it.
I thought you were going to say in the locker room, but when you said sauna,
in the sauna.
I immediately saw my snap is just not, I'm not a good snapper, but anyways, I immediately thought of how small that sauna was.
Oh yeah, it was very small.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure two top, no doubt, two top. But so yeah, maybe your goal is that you want to, maybe you've already been lifting at home and now you just want to get some more cardio. Maybe that's your goal, right? Maybe you just want to get stronger like Sean was. Maybe you want to get bigger. Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you just want to be more active and healthy and fit in general, right? So these are all things, to take into consideration.
How about your first time at the gym?
Mine was Lowry Center as well.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay. Lowry homies.
Yep.
Both at the Lowry Center, both wearing the same shirt. It's like, what's going on, man?
I actually grew up right across the street from Lowry Center.
Oh, did you?
So when I first started working out, I remember having no clue what was going on. And keep in mind too, that I lost weight before I started working out.
Okay.
So I lost almost 100 pounds over about an 8-month period.
Okay.
And people started telling me that I looked kind of too skinny.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you lose all that weight?
Just portion control, eating better.
Okay.
I didn't really know I didn't know what calories were, didn't know what macros were.
Okay.
I just knew that I wanted to lose weight. I was tired of kids telling me that I was fat and I needed to eat less.
Man, kids are great, man.
Oh yeah, they're the worst. I just knew that if I want to lose weight, eat less. So I would do little things like I specifically remember as a kid grabbing the bag of HEB brand Hill Country Fair style, potato chips and making a sandwich and sitting on the couch at my grandparents' house.
And eating all that.
Yeah. And I'm not necessarily eating all of it, but just like eating out of the bag with the sandwich. Right. And then also like the knockoff Cheetos, Hill Country Fair Cheetos.
Yeah. Cheese bites or some shit.
Yeah. Blue bag.
Yeah.
Blue bag. Yeah. But, so yeah, I would just do little things like eat. I remember, I don't know why this one instance really comes to my head where I made a sandwich and cut it in half, triangle style, of course.
There you go.
And wrapped half of it in a paper towel, put it in the fridge. And instead of taking the whole bag, I just opened the bag of potato chips, took a handful, put it on the plate with my triangle sandwich.
Okay, there we go.
And then went to the couch and ate that.
Okay.
And put the bag back in the pantry.
Yeah.
So little things like that. That's how I lost weight.
Yeah. I mean,
it worked. Yeah.
It helps.
And stopped eating out, stopped eating pizza and fast food, stuff like that. And so yeah, but anyway, so I had already been through the weight loss phase. And so yeah, it was Lowry Center. I grew up right across the street. And another thing that I did a lot when I first started was running. So we're back into running now. And everybody's heard me talk about how I ran a little bit when I was younger and then I took like a 10-year break and now I'm back.
Yeah.
And so that was that time.
Gotcha.
Before I even went to Lowry Center, I just started running because I had lost weight. And I was like, well, now I want to kind of get fit. So I started running. But then people were like, man, you're kind of too skinny. It's like, well, I guess I need to start lifting weights. So I went to Lowry Center and I followed just a good old, I remember, I won't say any names, but a childhood friend of mine, he gave me a workout plan and it was chest and back on Monday.
Okay.
Shoulders and legs on Wednesday. Arms on Friday.
That doesn't sound terrible.
No,
yeah,
it was great.
I was gonna say,
it was great. Three days a week.
Yeah.
And I probably did that for a solid year right there at Lowry Center.
Yeah.
And I remember watching people, there was a guy there, he was a senior when I was a sophomore. I think, or maybe he was a senior when I was a freshman. So he was like 3 years older than me. Maybe I remember him because we both played baseball. Okay. I was a freshman when he was a senior. But anyways, so this was a few years after that, but I recognized him. Yeah. Right. And I remember he was in the heaviest dumbbells they had at Lowry Center at that time was 60 pounds.
Holy shit. And I didn't even remember that.
Yeah. I remember watching him bench press with those 60s and just being like, in awe.
Like, dude.
Yeah.
This dude's a monster.
This dude's a freak.
Dude, I want to go back to Lowry so bad.
You'll probably see the same people do the same stuff.
But, I definitely want to go back. Me and my sister, I was telling her about it, and I was like, that was the first gym I ever went to. And I think the first gym that she ever went to was, I know we're going to talk about it later, a private gym called Steelworks. Okay. And she was like, oh yeah, no, this is like the gold standard. Like the bar was set for her. And I was like, dude, I went to like Lowry and like, that was it. That was like what I knew for the longest time. And then when everyone started breaking off, they went to 24. Right. That was the next. Like,
that was my next. My next one was 24-hour fitness as well. Yeah. But so at the time, my goal was just to get bigger. Actually, so I was just looking for somewhere with weights. Okay. And I guess. That being said, we can kind of go ahead and go into maybe what some of the thoughts were. I don't remember, like this was a long time ago, right? This is 12, 13 years ago, something like that. Yeah. And so probably the things that were going through my mind, I don't remember exactly, but the 5 things that we have here, we can just go ahead and kind of maybe start running through those real quick. So let's name the 5. So our 5 things to think about, right? Number 1 is going to be, I'm going to move this to number 1. We have it as number 4. I'm going to move it to number 1 because I think that it's probably the first thing that people think about is amenities and service.
Amenities and service. Yep. Okay.
And then next we're going to talk about size, right? After size is price. Very important.
Very important. Yeah. Extremely.
Next is location, as in proximity to your home and or work, as well as number of locations.
Yeah, very, very, very important.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, for sure. And then the final thing that we're going to talk about is commercial versus privately owned. Okay. Commercial / franchise or privately owned. Or I guess you could call it corporate instead of commercial, I guess. But either way, so let's start at the top. We're going to start with amenities and service. So when I say amenities and service, like what kind of stuff are you talking about?
Dude, I think about just the extra little kind of like sprinkles that you get on top of the cupcake of going to the gym. So it's just like, man, the base cupcake, it's great. It's pretty good. But it's like, man, I walk in, I get like a warm towel or a towel at all. Sauna. Some places have like massage bed type things, red light therapy, all that extra stuff, which that's quite a bit. But I think, sauna, towels, and what else? I guess really
basketball court.
Yeah, basketball court,
swimming
pool, stretching area, posing room, if you're into that.
Yeah, right.
I feel like those are all amenities that are pretty cool to have if you're going to pay, a gym membership. I would like those things.
The thing that I think about, the other half of that equation, remember, is amenities and
services. Yes.
Right. So is this the type of place where I'm going to go and there's maybe only one person working there? If I have any questions, they're going to go unanswered. If I need to, I remember trying to cancel my LA Fitness membership a long time ago. It was impossible.
Yeah. I've always heard that about commercial gyms. It is a nightmare to get out of a gym membership. I had the same thing with Blast and like Fitness Connection.
Exactly. Yeah. So you have that situation. And then just like the ability to get your questions answered in general, if you have fitness questions or nutrition questions, you know what I mean? And one thing that we forgot to mention in the beginning before we hopped into here was after we go through all 5 of these, we're also going to talk about the 3 business models and the pluses and minuses, or the positives, negatives, however you want to frame that, of each one, right? So our 3 models here are going to be a gym access gym, place where you just go work out. Then we have group training facilities, right? And then we have more personal training facilities, like what we do, right? Yeah. So each one of those has, ups and downs in each equation, right? Yeah, definitely. So when it comes to amenities and service, you're thinking of amenities, things I can use. I'm talking about services, the ability to get my questions answered, the ability to actually get things done. If I need to cancel, if I'm going out of the country for a couple months, can I actually put my payment on pause? Like
definitely.
Stuff like that. Cause that stuff can be very difficult when there's no staff
to be able to help you
and no service around to be able to help you. Right. Yeah. So those are all trade-offs.
No, definitely for sure. What are some amenities that you in your dream gym, not even OTG, in your dream gym, what are like some of the amenities that you are like, these are just staples, I need to have these in Phil's dream gym?
The answer to that is going to be a lot different now than it was a few years ago.
Really?
A few years ago, I would have told you that I cared about a variety of machines. We're going to count that as amenities here, like equipment.
Okay.
And for purposes of our conversation, we're going to put equipment under amenities, for the purposes of this conversation. Right. So yeah, I would have told you I wanted a wide variety of equipment. It would probably be, really important to me. But currently, amenities wise, the only thing that I don't have now that I probably wouldn't mind is a sauna.
Okay.
I do like chilling in the sauna for a bit. Feels real good. I don't have it. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
So amenities aren't really a thing for me the way that they used to be, because I'm currently in my mindset in the phase of my life that I'm in. I'm just trying to get my workout done.
Yeah.
I'm not real big on the amenities. If I have the basics, give me some dumbbells, a bar, and some kettlebells.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay.
And that's just where I'm at now. You might ask me that question 5 years from now, and it might be different. You might get a different answer. Yeah. If you would ask me 5 years ago, it for sure would have been a different answer.
Yeah.
So, but that's where I'm at now. And I'm more on the service side of things. Okay. If I need something, I want to be able to talk to someone.
Okay.
That's what's more important to me now, but that's me.
No.
Right?
And I was going to say, I think I'm a little opposite. I'm not saying I need every machine under the book. But I do want like a high quality version of most machines, and probably something in the wisdom workout house. Okay. Yeah. Where I would like a kind of a variety of like rare kind of machines. I like working out on machines. I like dumbbells too, so probably like a decent set of free weights for sure. But it's like I want something that hits chest, back, legs, and all that, like something just different, something like a little bit out of the ordinary. Or, if it was all like Arsenal or something, I'd be happy with that too. So that would be really cool. And of course, I would like a sauna, of course, but two, I would also like some type of cold
immersion.
A cold immersion and a sauna would be pretty cool. I think there is a gym in this area that has a cold immersion.
I've never heard of a gym that has that.
I think there's one in this area that has cold immersion, and I was like, man, that'd be kind of cool. I've never done it myself, but it would be cool to like have the two. So yeah, and then as far as services and someone being able, as long as I had some like competent people up front, not a bunch of ding dongs, just like, like I want somebody that can at least go, if you have like some simple questions, cause, I'm thinking someone who's at least like they've been going to the gym a little bit, like to like pro level athletes, like that's what I'm thinking. That's coming to the wisdom workout house. So it's like, that's who I would really want. Cause I would also want a nice posing room, so these people can go and take really cool pictures and content and stuff like that. I'm thinking like mini, tiny Roman is kind of where my head is. Cause
I just a smaller version.
Yeah. I just really like the amount of detail. Like you can get really detailed with your workouts with just the machines that they have. Yeah. And like they have so many different things from different eras of workout equipment, from really, really old to stuff that seems like I've never seen this before. This is really like neat. So I like that. I like tinkering and messing with stuff. So
yeah, I'm with it. I think that's cool. And I, as you were talking, the thoughts that are going through my head is, I never said that I don't want it to be quality equipment.
Oh,
because that was the first thing that you said.
No, for sure.
Yeah. Quality important. Yeah. I don't like going somewhere where they got random stuff, and it shouldn't matter, but I don't know. It just kind of looks like chaos. Like it's all random, or there's rustiness and stuff like that. Not a fan of that. Yeah. But I think that the difference that we're seeing here is me for myself, even someone that, keep in mind that I do fitness. This is my career, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not as interested, believe this or not, in the workout as much as the outcome. Okay. Right. So I'm looking to get the workout done and get the benefits from it. Yeah. I don't care what it takes
to actually get
there. If that makes sense, but and that's both ways. Neither are right or wrong. Yeah. But this is just my viewpoint at this point in my fitness journey.
And I guess I think that way, like a similar mindset, but with with a machine, you can just sit on, a pendulum squat or whatever, crank that out, boom, your quads are fried for the day. So it's like, cool, I got it and I knocked it out. I didn't have to do, some crazy detailed six point workout. Sure. It's like, man, it's a short day. I got, a lot of editing to do. I got to get to a wedding. Let me just knock out this quick chest press on this machine. Let me load the plates up. Boom, boom, boom. All right, cool. See y'all later. Have a good one.
That's cool. I like it. I'm probably a little biased too, just because I'm so focused on the fundamentals all the time about all things.
Very true.
I think so. I'm probably just a little biased towards that side of things. But anyways, to kind of wrap up this topic, amenities and service. And the reason that I went ahead, I wanted to list that first is because I think that's probably the first thing people think about. Yeah. When they're thinking about a gym, they're thinking about what do I want out of the gym? And that's going to be amenities and services, right? So anything else? You think we missed anything on that?
No, not really. I think we hit everything. Yeah. I think we hit everything.
I think so too.
I've said all I had to say.
Yeah, same. So the next thing is size. So this is a big one for a lot of people.
Very important.
Yeah, because there's small, right? Obviously, you can go into a single room, like an OTG Fitness, for example, is south of 5,000 square feet. Yeah. It's not tiny, but it's not very big either. Yeah. And then you have your 24-hour fitnesses that are 20,000 square feet. Yeah. Right. And more
that are huge.
Yeah. Then you have your lifetime. I don't know what lifetime is.
Lifetimes are massive. They're multiple stories too, right?
So, huge facilities.
Yeah, I think Gold's Gym is another one that's usually a pretty big very facility large. Too. I was also thinking once you said OTG and in between OTG and 24, I think of an Anytime.
Yeah. Anytime's kind of right in the middle.
Have you ever been to Anytime before?
Yeah. Anytimes are usually between as small as 3,000 to 4,000, believe it or not, and as big as 10. And they're usually somewhere in that range. And they actually, Anytime Fitnesses are franchises. And
that's an interesting model, man.
Yeah. So their model is kind of what we call a community model, almost like a YMCA. They're usually, some people call them neighborhood gyms. They're usually stationed right outside of an affluent neighborhood or a nice upper middle class style neighborhood. Yeah. That just take a nice, easy way for people to work out. And, they're not looking for a lot of members like a 24-hour fitness is. It's made smaller on purpose. Yeah. So they're kind of right in the middle.
Dude, I have a kind of a funny story about Anytime.
Tell me about it.
So a few years back, like I said, I've been in and out of the gym and I would be serious about it, then not serious about it, then not. So one day I seen a friend of mine and she posted that she was going to the gym. And so I was like, all right, hey, you're going to the gym, hit me up or something like that. She went to Anytime. And so it was it just so happened to be on my off day and she's like, hey, I'm heading to the gym, you still coming? And I was like, man, nah, I don't think I can really make it. I'm kind of far from you right now, blah blah. I'm in Seabrook. I'm like, I'm kind of far. And then she's like, man, see, I knew you were gonna bullshit. And I was like, hey, what gym are you at? I said, what gym? What gym are you going? I said, what gym do you go to again? And then, dude, I was doing something else, literally hit a Yui, went home, grabbed some gym clothes, shot back down to Texas City, and I showed up. And then she's like, damn, I didn't think you were gonna really come after calling you out. And I was like, well shit, you're just calling me a bitch, so I came and we worked out, and dude, we did So I was trying to keep up with her. She was going pretty often, and I was going like, I think I was working out at home a lot. So I was very unserious about it, and she was extremely serious at the moment. And so we did an arm workout, and dude, I thought my arm was gonna fall off the next day. It was that bad. It was like, dude, I regretted every second of it, but I was just like, I'm not gonna let you call me a bitch.
Hey.
So I showed up. Never been to Anytime ever again.
Oh man, yeah.
Nothing against Anytime. I just haven't had a.
That's just what comes to your mind when you think of Anytime Fitness. I think
Anytime.
Anytime can be a great option.
No, for sure.
And we'll talk about Anytime in the next piece as well. I'm sure. Whenever, well, not the next one because we're talking about price next, but after that we're talking about locations.
Yeah,
Anytimes are everywhere.
Yeah, they are.
When we went to Japan, there was Anytimes in Japan.
There you go.
They were everywhere over there. So
they didn't even call you a bitch for not going to one.
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, they didn't. But yeah, on the size thing, it matters, because, and when I think of size in our situation here for this conversation, there's gonna be two pieces to size: total square footage, right? And then also like total capacity, because in my opinion, the total capacity will gauge that service thing as well, because and also like how many people are there, how packed it is, how comfortable you are around a lot of people, is pretty important as well.
Yeah.
So you have the huge gyms, with very machine based, right? And then you have the smaller gyms that are kind of more functional, maybe where there's less people and it might make you feel a little more comfortable. So I think that that's a big thing to take into consideration, not only total square footage, but also the total capacity of the gym and how many total members that they have, because that could give you an idea of how packed it's going to be, how hard it is to get your spot at certain times of the day.
Whew, yeah.
So I'm sure you've had several occasions.
Oh yeah. Currently I have a membership at Crunch, and so I'll go there every now and then. And man, you got to pick your time. So you got to pick your battles big time, because it will get.
Is it big? How big is it? I've never been.
I don't know the exact square footage, but it's on the smaller side. It feels it gets. Like you said, capacity, it's just like you just see a sea of people as you walk in, and it's a little nuts. It's like, man, I really want to, like Mondays around like 5:00. It's just like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
This
it's wild,
is ridiculous.
Right?
Yeah. And it's like, the service thing, it sucks because, man, you're really trying to get your workout in, and you try to like, usually chest is what's hit by a lot of people on Mondays. So it's like, you try to do, pec deck fly is going to be taken. Any free bench is going to be taken. And it's just like, God damn, you're really just trying to get it in. So, smaller gyms kind of suck for that. Like, I can't think of a smaller gym that doesn't get crazy busy around that time to where you can still like move around.
Like do what you need to do.
Yeah. I don't know how. I guess Steelworks is it's not smaller though. I feel like Steelworks is like mid
size.
Mid-size.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I've been there on a day that it was busy there, and I'm like, dude, no, I've never seen like a commercial gym then, because it's just crazy busy. Like, I feel like the busy there is not the same busy at all.
Yeah, it very much depends. It could depend. You might have just caught it on an off day. You know, you might have caught it on a busy day.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say, but I think that these are definitely things that you can take into consideration. And something that leads to that capacity thing and will help lead us into the next point, which is price. So why is Crunch so packed?
Because it's $10 a month.
It's $10 a month.
$10 a month.
Yeah.
Man.
Now, if that's important to you and you're on a very limited budget, it's nice to have that option.
It's fantastic. I mean, if you think about what Fitness Connection, Crunch, Planet Fitness can offer for the size and the price, it's kind of crazy. You know, it's like, it gets busy some days, but I mean, if you just come a little bit earlier or go a little bit later, then you're going to avoid all that. You're going to avoid all that, because all these people are like going off of like the kind of the 5 to 9 or 9 to 5 kind of time model. Yeah. Work schedule. It's like it's probably going to be flooded from like 5 to 7
a.m.
And no, 5 to 7 like p.m. is what I'm thinking, and probably 5 to 7.
Yeah, early in the mornings, it's not nearly as bad, but like I used to go to LA Fitness sometimes in the morning before work.
Okay,
and there'd be a decent amount of people in there for sure. It wasn't crazy like it is in the evenings. Yeah, but the mornings were
pretty packed.
Yeah, it could get pretty packed in there for sure.
I've never been to LA Fitness. I need to check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's similar to Crunch and 24 and stuff like that. Have all the same stuff. I would say LA, of the commercial style gyms that I've been to, it's probably the nicest.
Okay.
You know, other than like a Lifetime or Equinox, you know, which when we're speaking of gym access gyms, those are the top tier, right? Your Lifetimes and your Equinox would be the top tier.
Okay.
In price. And then you have your lower tier, your lowest tier, which would be your Planet Fitness, your Crunch. And then you have your mid-level, which would be your LA Fitness and your 24-hour fitness gold gyms, the $30 to $50 a month range.
Gotcha.
Right. So those are kind of your options there. So, the more you pay, maybe the less people.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe the more help you can get from staff. Maybe, not for sure, but just a maybe, you know?
Yeah.
And then obviously we can also go ahead and now, since we're on this subject of price, and also going back to service as well, you know, we have the training options, right? Because a lot of gym access gyms also have personal training, right? So you can kind of take that into account as well. So if you wanted to kind of price that in there, but for the most part, these, you pay monthly, right? The more you pay, usually you get a nicer facility with less people.
Yeah.
Is kind of the gist of it. It's not always that easy. But in general, you know, if price is a thing to you, there are gyms at all price points.
Yes. From
the super cheap to the super luxurious.
Yeah, pretty much there's no excuse to not go.
Yeah, no.
I can't afford it.
I
can't afford to go. It's
just
like
$10 a month, you can go during a time when it's not so packed.
Yeah, $10 a month, dude. Yeah. It's a steal. I mean, it really is.
It really is crazy how they can like stay open.
Dude,
they got a lot of members
packed, and it's just, and you know what I think they do makes probably not all their money, but they probably make a lot of money off of just like being around and accessible, and also the fact that there's probably a lot of people that start and then they just don't cancel shit, and they're just like, it's just running their card up for and
it's so hard to cancel,
and it's and it's a pain in the ass to cancel. So I mean that could be something, but it's like I mean you go into these gyms and there's pretty decent, like, you know, me like in machines, there's pretty decent machines, like in all caliber of gym. I've never been to a Planet Fitness. I've heard that they're like, it's all machines.
It is,
like,
I mean, they have a little dumbbell area.
And I was like, that kind of seems like it would suck. Cause I do like in free weights, you know, sometimes, but it's just like,
they don't have free barbells at Planet Fitness. They have the Smith machines.
Strange.
They do have dumbbells, usually up to, I think, like 60 or 70 pounds.
Okay.
You know, it's a little dumbbell area.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't have barbells. They have Smith machines.
Damn.
You know, you ever watch the videos where people like purposely get kicked out of Planet Fitness?
Yeah, the lunk alarm or whatever.
So funny.
Dude, it's nuts. The only thing, like, what really turned me off about Planet Fitness was, and I would talk shit on Planet Fitness, and I went to, like, Fitness Connection, and I was like, oh, dude, you go to Planet Fitness? What's your problem? Yeah, it's
the same model.
Yeah, but I didn't like that they had, like, pizza parties or something at Planet Fitness. I was like, wait, what? Like, oh, yeah, man, if you come here, you get, like, a $10 off, like, to Domino's or something, and I'm like, or they would actually have pizza there.
I think they bring pizza in.
It's a little crazy.
On certain days. Yeah, I've only been to Planet Fitness a couple times, and they're usually nice, clean. There's a nice, you know, teenager working on the front desk or something, a ding dong type, you know, usually. If we're going to be honest, you know, when I think ding dong, man, like when you said that earlier, all that went, do you remember Hostess ding dongs?
Yeah, I do.
For some reason, I don't know where this came from, but when you said that, I pictured like a group of people like behind a counter.
Yeah.
But instead of people, they're ding dongs with like arms and legs.
How may I help you, sir? Yeah.
No, there's no mouth, but somehow they speak, I guess. I don't know. Now I'm picturing one like a ding dong. It has like the Eminem people.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You know, but it's a ding dong.
It sounds like a bad like acid trip or something. It's like, dude, I walked into the gym, right? And
I don't know. I mean, when you said that earlier, that's just what was going through my head.
Yeah, I just like ding dong and like hitting people with like the old, like the really like before my time, like insults, like ding dong.
That's a good one.
Knuckleheads. I love knuckleheads every now and then.
Knucklehead reminds me of Daryl would know when if you said knucklehead to Daryl, Ask him, call Daryl a knucklehead and ask him who he thinks about. And then
I feel like it's a coach or something.
Kinda. It was a friend of ours, dad.
Okay.
When we were kids, he would call people knuckleheads.
Yeah.
You knucklehead?
Yeah. Man, I walk in, there's a bunch of knuckleheads. Yeah, knucklehead's great, man.
Oh man, that's a good one. But yeah, anyway, so there's a price point for everyone for sure in the gym space, but you may have to select at your choice, right? There's going to be ups and downs at each different price point, right? You pay more, but maybe you get more as well. We could talk about that when it comes to service in a minute as well. So last thing, or you got something?
I got one thing for amenities. I just took a swig of my water bottle and made me think about it. If I'm paying more than 10 to 20 bucks for a gym, get those little high school water fountains out of there, dog. Like I'm tired of them little I like the ones where you put the water under there and it just fills it up, you know? Dude, I walked into a gym that was a good chunk of money, and I'm like, all right, let me go fill my water bottle up. And they had the freaking high school water fountain there. It's like you have to press your leg up against it, and it's like, man. Dude, like the little, I'm like, dude, no, get that. It's a little thing. It's a little thing, but it's like, it all adds up when it's like, dude, I'm paying how much a month?
How much extra would you pay for that water fountain?
How much extra?
Monthly.
I mean, I would hope that it's not like an extra thing, but in my gym.
No, but like if there were two, okay, look. There's two gyms right next to each other.
Okay.
Very convenient for you.
Okay.
They both have a sauna.
Okay. They both check all the boxes.
Yeah, they both have the greatest pec decks in the world. Right? Arsenal.
Yeah, there we go.
All around.
Okay.
Yeah, cables, leg press, all of it.
Fantastic.
Okay. Massage chairs, all of it. One of them has standard high school water fountains. The other one has your ideal water fountain.
I mean,
how much
am I paying?
Yeah,
because I'm definitely picking the other one. Picking the other one.
But how much? Like, at what price would you go for the high school water fountain? Like, at what price does this one? It makes it too much.
Okay. So if I was if I go to high school water fountain and like the other one, I'm thinking like one is like 30 and then one is like probably like 40 or 50.
Okay. And you'd pay that 50?
Probably not. Probably not. I mean, dude, it's like the water fountain.
I thought it mattered.
It matters.
Make up your mind.
I don't know. I don't know if it matters that much. I don't know.
$20 a month?
$20, man. That's $20 is $20, man. It's like, damn.
I know. I mean, we're speaking to the king of deals right now. So that's why I'm asking.
So that's why I'm not going. I'm probably
10.
$10. $10 I'm going to
15.
the other one. $10 I'm going to the other one. If it's a $10 difference,
you're going to the nicer water fountain.
I'm going to the nicer water fountain. 15 I'm like, I'll think about it.
Which one are you going with?
I'm going with the nicer one.
Okay.
At 15, I'm still going to go with the nicer one.
Yeah, but at 20, game over.
At 20, I'm like, man, it's kind of a little much. I mean, that could be a little petty, but...
Okay, so it goes from 30 to 49, 19. Last question.
30 to 49, 19. I mean, it's still $20.
It's $19.
No, it's 20. It rounds up. All right.
It's $20. All right. So $15 is worth it. Okay. So Sean cares about water fountains.
Dude.
All right. I had to know.
If you're working out, dude, if you're in the middle of a workout, I'm talking about like, you're just like getting it. And you're like, all right, man, I'm ready.
And it takes you 20 minutes to fill your water bottle up.
Dude, it's a slower fill. And it's just like, dude, come on, man.
It matters.
Come on, dude.
It matters. All right.
Water fountains.
All right. Last of our 5, commercial / franchise versus privately owned.
Okay.
Right. You've been to both.
Yes.
Which do you like better? Or does it even matter?
I think it matters.
It matters? Okay.
I think it definitely matters. Mm-hmm. So I would always only go to, so I went from Lowry Center to I would go to 24s every now and then. Then from there I went to Blast, which then turned into Fitness Connection. Mm-hmm. And I went to Fitness Connection and just like commercial gyms. So to me, $10 a month to go to the gym. You have 24-hour access. You have decent, machines. You have the water fountains, all that other stuff, sauna and everything. You have everything you would ever want, but sometimes it gets a little bit packed and you just kind of go in, get in and get out. But I didn't really I didn't understand the value of paying more for to go to the gym at all until I went to Steelworks for the first time, and I went with my sister, and I went and worked out. I was like, oh man, cool. They have some different machines. It's a little bit more just like rare. Not everything's just like a Nautilus machine or like hoist or something. It's just all different stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. A little bit more detailed. I was like, man, and I liked like the community a lot. And I was like, man, if you're gonna call a gym your third home or something, it's like, man, I think it has to be something you really enjoy going to. And it's like, I went the one time and I really liked it. And then after a while, I just would go like at least like once or twice a week just because she worked there. And I would just see people there that I knew. And I'm like, hey man, what's going on? We catch like a little lift together or something like that. And that's what made it really fun. Like the community made it really fun. And I was like, you know what? I kind of get it now. Okay. I kind of understand. Cause at the time I think still was like $30 compared to $10. And I'm like, man, why would you pay that much more? Like, I don't get it, you know, and you're getting less, but it's like, man, I guess you're kind of getting more in a way because it's like, man,
you're a part of something.
Yeah. You're a part of something. It's cool. You're chilling with people. You get there and there's almost always someone you can lift with. So, and if there isn't someone you can lift with, you're probably catching them on the way out. Y'all talk about working out and what they're doing different. You probably go and eat or hang out with this person after. And so that's what really made it click to me. Cause at Fitness Connection or any of the other places, I'm like in and out. I'm like, all right, cool. You got your headphones on. You're not really talking to anybody, which you still can build community there, but it's definitely not as easy and like, I would say as welcomed as it is in a private gym. So, yeah, I think private and commercial, it definitely matters.
Yeah. And, you know, when you have the ability to feel good somewhere, you know, you feel good when you're there and there is a community of people there to support you and support the goals. Yeah. It makes a huge difference. Right. And you don't always get that in kind of a more commercial, area.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah. And I think that really it is as simple as that. Beyond that, maybe if you have an issue in a privately owned place, the owner is more hands-on.
Yeah.
So things actually get taken care of maybe a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Right. That can also have the opposite effect though.
Yes.
You know, sometimes you have, you know, an owner that, yeah, they're there, but because they're either lazy or, you know, don't really want to do it, there's no real guidelines. There's not as many guidelines as in a commercial facility, right? Yeah. So it can have the opposite effect also.
100%. Yeah, I definitely agree there. You can have, because I've seen in like commercial gyms, they'll have a piece of equipment that's broken forever. And it's just like, oh my God. But then I've seen at private gyms where it's like, it's broken, no one mess with this, and they fix it within the week.
Sure.
But then I've seen, like you said, the opposite effect where there's been like real issues at a gym that just get swept under the rug, right? Because they pay for a membership here or whatever. So it's like, you know, and you know, a place like, let's say Planet Fitness, you know, you drop a weight too hard, you know, too many times. I mean, that's probably a little bit heavy, but it's just like, they get you out of there. It's like, hey man, you got to go. Like, you know, so it's a lot easier. It's a lot more cut and dry there. And if there is a problem being had, a lot of times, these bigger commercial places will make sure it's taken care of, right. I think.
Yeah, because they have certain guidelines that they have to follow. Yeah. You know, for sure. So, yeah, I don't know how do we skip over locations? I think we skipped over location here.
I think we did.
Yeah. So, location, real quick, very important, right? How close it is to your house and or work, how convenient it is. Convenience maybe would be a better word than location actually in this case, convenience. And then also total amount of locations if you travel a lot or something like that.
What's a convenient drive time for you to get to the gym?
Great question. That is hard to say because of the traffic in our area. You know, it really is. I'd like to say like 10 minutes. Yeah. You know, personally for me,
I was going to say, convenient gym location to me is 10 to 15.
Yeah. 15 at most. But the problem is where we live, depending on what time of day it is, like we'll take OTG, for example, in the mornings, no traffic, 7 minutes.
Yeah. Zoom in, you're there.
5:45.
Yeah.
27 minutes. You know, so I think
these are the Egret Bay little area. It's like,
these are just things that you have to take into account though. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? This is an important thing. And also like, maybe it's on your way home from work. Maybe it's worth you paying a little bit more because you're actually going to use it.
Yeah.
Versus not use it.
Yeah.
You know, and then the other half to the equation is a total amount of locations. Like if you travel a lot. Now, I think that I've seen a lot of people use this as an excuse to go to one place or another. You're like, oh yeah, I just go to, let's use Planet Fitness, for example, because there's a million of them. Because if I'm ever, when I'm traveling, dude, you travel once a year for a weekend. You know, like you could work out in your hotel room.
Yeah. And during this weekend, are you really going to go and get a lift?
Yeah. Are you going to anyways when you travel?
Yeah,
Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that don't lie to yourself about that one. Don't go somewhere that maybe costs more or buy the upgraded membership that includes all the locations if you're never going to use it.
Yeah.
Because there's a really good chance you're never going to use it. You might use it once next year when you go see your cousin in Alabama or something. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, but usually people aren't. They go to the same one all the time. But it's still something to consider if you do travel a lot, or if that's important to you, or maybe you have two homes, or you know, I don't know. I'm just making things up.
I would almost say that if you're going to a Planet Fitness or a Fitness Connection, it's probably not that serious to you in general. So for you, like you said, paying that extra amount for the travel, and I got the black card, I can go to all of them.
Yep.
You're probably not going to use it. If you're someone that is going to like a private gym or Roman or whatever, you're probably going to get to your cousin in Idaho or wherever he is and find a specific home gym there and then go lift there.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you're just going to seek that out.
And to go back to the community thing, if that community thing is what's going to keep you driven, then for sure pay a little bit more. And then even when you are traveling, if you want to go to a nice gym, like something that I kind of like to do sometimes, I don't always do this. I'd be lying if I said I always do this, but like when we went to Japan, I did this and I just tried to find a local gym to try to go work out at. You know, and that can be a pretty cool thing to do. Maybe you find a different community style gym somewhere else, and that can be real fun, you know, because, you know, fitness, hopefully people that are into the sport of fitness or whatever you want to call it, you know, we can all be welcoming to each other. Yeah. You know, I definitely had people in from traveling, and usually what people do is they'll be on Google gym near me, and they want to come in, like, you know, we don't sell memberships, right? Yeah. But and I'll be like, yeah, man, dude, just come work out. Don't even worry about it. Just sign a waiver, you know, and I don't even charge them because it's, as long as they're not coming when it's busy. Yeah. You know, and I've had that happen several times because they're just looking for a nice, clean place that has good reviews, right? And they're offering to pay. They're looking for a day pass. Yeah. I'm like, no, we don't really do that, man. But just come work out. You know, you're good.
But yeah, I do appreciate that though. Like we said, the commercial and private gyms. It's like I've been to quite a few different private gyms, and everyone seems pretty welcoming, even though like exterior wise, I think they look more intimidating. Am I like, oh my God, it's just like, but I think they look more intimidating. A lot of times it's just like in a garage. It's just like, you know, kind of grungy, or they're really, really big and everyone looks very serious, but it's like, they're usually pretty welcoming. Like I went to, every now and then I like to make like a little trip out. I'll go to Alpha Land or something like that. And man, it's really cool. I liked it. And the people I talked to and interacted with were all super nice. So
yeah, that's a huge bonus. Yeah. Huge benefit. All right. Well, I mean, those are our 5 topics. Let's run through, we'll try to keep this quick here. The 3 different business models or styles that we have listed, and kind of the ups and the downs of each of our 5 points here. So we'll start with a gym access style gym, which is just where you go work out. Okay. All right. So from an amenities and service perspective, amenities often very high.
At the gym access style, like anytime or
anywhere. 24-hour fitness, lifetime, anywhere where you're going to just use the equipment. Gotcha. Right. Because our three models of gyms that we have here are going to be gym access, group training, and then personal training. Okay, cool, right? Cool. Yeah. So they're usually, you're right. Gym access, service can maybe be iffy. Yeah. But amenities are going to be great. Yes. Right. Yes. Size, huge usually.
Yeah, very big.
Oftentimes, but you do have the smaller ones as well, right? And they also usually have quite a big capacity.
Yes.
Price?
Usually pretty good.
Yeah, they're going to be cheaper.
Yeah, it's
they're going to, because there's not as much service involved.
Yeah.
Right. So they're going to be cheaper. Now you do still have your range within there, right? But in general, they're going to be cheaper. Locations?
Plenty.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of locations. They usually have multi-location memberships. So that can be really nice. And then really nice. And then we have commercial versus private. You have both.
Yeah.
You have both. So when it comes to gym access, those are, pick your poison there on your 5 topics. And then next one, we have group training facilities, which is going to be like groups of 10, 15, maybe even 20 people at a time with an instructor led. We can also drop like yoga studios would fall into here, spin class style studios.
Like an Orange Theory.
F45.
Yeah. I have no experience with those. I've never been to one of those.
Price wise, they're going to be somewhere in the middle. Right. And actually, if you're comparing to like a Lifetime or an Equinox, probably fairly comparable because I've actually never been to Lifetime, but I do know people that have told me they pay like $130, $140 a month for their memberships, which I don't really know exactly how much they cost. I thought they were around like $100.
Yeah.
Group training situations are usually going to cost more than that.
Yeah.
Because you're paying for a service.
I'm going to have to save up for a Lifetime to go there. Goddamn. 130 a month.
I've never been, but for all the stuff they have, it's probably worth it. But yeah, group training. From a amenities and service amenities, not going to be as good, right? Yeah. Most group training places have certain modalities of exercise that they stick with. So like, it's going to be like a yoga studio or a spin studio, or you go to Orange Theory and they have rowers and treadmills for the most part, right? They do a little bit of weights too, but rowers and treadmills for the most part. F45, we know, functional 45. So it's like functional, very little equipment at all. At an F45. So amenities are going to be lower. There's not going to be any saunas and things like that, but you get a higher quality of service.
No cold immersion.
No, but you're paying for the service, right?
Yeah.
So, and if that's your vibe and that's what you want, that's going to be important to you.
Yeah.
Right. Then we move on to size. They're usually going to be smaller.
Yes.
For the most part. They're almost always going to be smaller. Price, they're going to fall more than gym access, less than personal training, which we're going to talk about next time. They're usually going to be in the range of $200 to $300 a month, around $200 a month. Pretty standard, price for group training facilities. Locations, usually it really depends, but a lot of them are franchises at this point, which we can talk about in the next category of commercial and private, but because franchises are technically privately owned, but sometimes franchisees get very large and they have multiple locations, and then it might as well be commercial or corporate, however you want to phrase that.
Yeah.
But they usually are privately owned by a franchisee. But there usually are multiple. If you talk about, everybody knows there's Orange Theories all over the place, right? There's F45s all over the place. But then you also have these some independently owned group training facilities as well. Imagine an OTG Fitness that did boot camp classes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there are some of those. But this group or this, I don't know what the words category. Thank you. Yeah. This category has been flooded by franchises.
Yeah.
So that's usually what you're going to find, and they are of plenty, right? So they're kind of all over the place. So even if you travel, you can still get into your group class if you want to do that. So it's pretty cool. And then, like I said, lastly, the corporate versus private. A little mixture of both, mostly corporate.
Yeah.
But from a franchise perspective. So there is a very good chance that when you go to F45, I know for sure, I'm not as familiar with Orange Theory, but I'm pretty sure they're franchises as well. Okay. A lot of times the franchise owner is going to be fairly involved. Not always. So, and I don't know if you know this, but usually in I guess in a franchise situation or business ownership in general, you kind of have 3 different categories of owners, right? You have Absentee, meaning they're never around.
Yeah.
Semi-absentee, meaning that they're around sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have hands on deck, right? Then you have owners that are always there.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of these franchises are going to be 1 and 2, right? Semi-absentee and hands-on might be somewhere in the middle, right? But then you're also going to come across some that are completely hands-off as well. Gotcha. So it's kind of hard to say in that situation, but try them out. If that's kind of your vibe, you want a little bit higher level of service. You don't care as much about the amenities and you're just looking for that nice accountability to show up, get your workout in, and you want to do like mostly cardio stuff and you want to increase your cardiovascular fitness, group training be a great option. Last one we're going to go over, which is what we know best, right? Yeah. Is going to be the personal training situation. So when it comes down to amenities and service, again, amenities usually going to be lower. A lot of times these places are usually privately owned. I actually only know of one larger corporate entity in the personal training space. I really want us to hopefully work our way, to a bigger thing. I'm not saying it will be some huge corporate environment, but, want to kind of move our way into something bigger. But, for the most part, they're going to be privately owned. So these private owners don't always have the extra money for these amenities. When you have amenities, another thing that comes into play, which is kind of on our next point, which is size, amenities take space.
Yes. Yeah. Having saunas and all that other stuff, it does get very costly on the space side.
Yeah. And space costs money and rent.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. So a lot of these owners, we focus more on service. Especially from a personal training standpoint. It's more about service, less about amenities, right? And to kind of go back to what I said when we first started, it's about the outcome, right? Yeah. And most people don't like to work out that much, but they like the outcome. They like how they feel afterwards. They lost weight, have more energy, right? And things like that. But from an amenities perspective, usually going to be lacking. Yeah.
Because these people are usually just in and out too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
Like they're not hanging around.
No, not at all.
Chatting it up with the boys about about how the lift went today or nothing.
For sure. Exactly.
Like, I'm just ready to get the fuck home, man. Like, I'm trying to get out of here.
And they're usually smaller, right? Yeah. So the smaller size. Price is going to be the most expensive. Yeah. Personal training is the most expensive one. People are, now I am proud to say that from a price perspective, OTG offers personal training about as affordable as you can find it. So I'm very proud to say that, but at the end of the day, it's still going to cost more than just going to a gym or even going to a group session. Yeah. It costs more than going to a group class, but you get that trade-off, right? Locations, most of them, once again, privately owned. Some people do own 2 or 3 locations, but that's pretty rare. They're usually one-off single locations with a really heavy focus on that one location providing the best service that it possibly can. Right. So there's that, to take into consideration. And then the last one is going to be commercial versus private. As I mentioned earlier, most of this situation is going to be in the private space. So there's only, like I said, one corporate entity that I know of. There may be others across the United States, but not that I know of, that I focus primarily on personal training. They're usually one-off locations. And honestly, they're usually gyms that are gym access, but also have personal training, which is not us. Like OTG Fitness, you have to do personal training to come at all. And then you get the free gym access as a bonus to the personal training versus the other way around, versus come for gym access and maybe get personal training. Ours is the opposite. Yes. Right. So, I hope that makes sense. Sean, do you think that we missed anything when someone's looking to kind of pick a gym or get started? Like maybe is there anything else they need to think about other than what we talked about today?
Not that I can really think of. Another amenity could be parking too.
Parking. Oh, it's a good point.
Dude,
it's a good point.
I just thought about it. Like, dude, I hate when you go to the gym and it's a busier time, and I get it. It sucks. There's lack of parking anywhere when it's busy, but like, Dude, when you have to walk from like, if it's in a strip center, you got to walk from like the Wingstop or just something that's like super far, like just to get over. It's such a
It's your warm up.
Yeah.
A little warm up.
Dude, for real.
Especially when Texas, you know, it's freaking hot.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything more to add. I think we hit all the points. Just mostly, I guess, overarching to like wrap it all up in a nice bow. I mean, just pick something that works for you and
that's right.
And stick to it. And then after that, you don't have to be married to the gym that you start with. You can always start expanding and start exploring other ones. Like I said, it's kind of like a little day trip for me. I love going to different gyms and checking them out, even if it's something like Alpha Land's a 30-minute drive for me. No problem. But it's just like, man, I love it. I love going out there, checking them out, seeing something new, seeing something different. So yeah, I mean, start exploring, like get there, kind of get your feet wet, figure out what you like, and then start exploring from there.
Yeah, I think it's a great point that if you don't love something, just move on. You know, try it. You know, you want to do something good for yourself. Sounds like a good thing. Give it a shot. Doesn't work. Go to the next one. Not a big deal. Yeah. You know, so yeah, quick review. The 5 things that we talked about. Well, the first one is determine what your goal is. Right. And then you probably want to move in the direction of your goal. And then once you get your goal figured out, the 5 things to think about is 1, going to be amenities and service. 2 is going to be size. Right. 3 is going to be price. 4 is going to be locations. Not only how is it located to your house, but number of locations, if that matters to you. And then last is determine if corporate versus privately owned is important to you. Maybe it's not, and that's fine. So, but just something else to think about.
Yeah.
Cool.
Guess we can close it out.
I think that's it. We're out of here.
For sure. All righty. See you guys later.
All right, here we are. 10 intros later.